growing bodies and limbs like it's a human buffet. Then they planted, examined it, crossed their fingers and wish that they grow a human from microscopic things in a dish. And this just seems unnatural to me instead. If I don't need a clone, does it sit there and rot? Or does the poor soul stay floating in the pot? For God, cause it's so cloning is good, but it's not. Imagínate, eres clon esperando a siempre.
Was still insane. Why's it blood stains on his carpet, man? There's some crazy going on in Shady's apartment again. Newsflash, I'm still trash. Some pills should have killed my ass, but they didn't. It's made me stronger. It's like they rebuilt my ass, like a $6 million man after the crash. Tap the man, my milk glass is still half empty. Can't tip me, hell isn't enough. They need to invent someone new to send me. As sick as I'm getting, they'll stick me in a conventional loving with a rotisserie setting and won't even notice me sweating. Shit, I done made a verse, said some foul, tried to go back, fix it. Around it just made it worse. I can't hear.
So look, the cloning shit is not what you think it is. It's not as simple as, well, why would somebody want to clone that nigga? What that nigga got? If you understand how the physical world is a reflection of the spiritual world and you start fucking with the DNA and shit, you understand that you're tapping into some other shit. You're like ripping a portal open on some shit. The movie Boys of Brazil, even the movie Congress, she agrees to give them her image. They like scan her or some shit. And then she goes into this digital world. So everything is connected, and they need the influential people to maintain the mind control and how they program your subconscious mind to respond to things. And they need these influential leaders to trigger your mind control, to trigger your trauma, basically trigger your trance.
Nothing more than a puppet to the puppet masters which placed him in the White House. Bill Clinton's demeanor seems to be similar to a person who is under a hypnotic trance.
If you go to Disney World, for instance, down there in the Haunted Mansion, you see the hologram, right? Oh, you know how to make a hologram. Well, our scientists have learned how to make people. They call them synthetics. Are you familiar with those?
Well, actually, we just interviewed John Lear, and he was talking about being in an audience in which they were given a lecture by a guy that they thought was real and found out later he was a hologram.
Well, it's a synthetic. A synthetics, when you touch their skin, it feels like plastic almost. That's the latest technique. The old techniques, if you guys can rent a video, The Boys from Brazil, rent it, because in it, it gives you the exact way how our government's been making people.
Really?
Yeah,
well,
and the Soviets have a different method called...
I mean, making people meaning temporary people?
No, walking, talking with.
I found out about this cloning stuff. Find it very frightening.
Help's coming, guys, don't worry.
These are the emergency calls made moments after Kevin Hart's vintage muscle car careened off an L.A. road.
He looks like he's hurting.
The caller describing the chaotic scene early Sunday morning.
Sounds like the passenger's stuck in the car. The driver is out of the car, but he looks a little hurt. I think the top of the car is crushed.
But today there is new confusion about who was behind the wheel.
How many people are stuck inside, do you know?
I think it's just one lady now. The driver is out right now. They're trying to get the passenger out.
The bystander saying he saw the driver get out of the car, but the initial report says Hart's friend, Jared Black, was in the driver's seat and trapped in the vehicle when emergency crews arrived. Police say Black's fiancée, fitness trainer Rebecca Brocksterman, was also unable to get out of the car. In the newly released calls, an unidentified male voice can also be heard speaking in the background.
Just didn't know the hospital quick.
But police did not say any of the passengers were taken to the hospital on their own, indicating only Hart left the scene to his nearby residence to get medical attention. The initial police report also saying alcohol was not a factor in the crash. At 2:15 a.m., a woman identifying herself as Hart's wife called 911 from their home.
He was in a car accident earlier tonight, or what happened?
Yes, earlier tonight. I don't know what happened. He's not coherent at all.
Did he get treatment originally from when he was injured? Did he go to the hospital, or?
No treatment at all. We're just here, and he can't move.
Is there any obvious broken bones that you can tell? You see anything broken?
Something on his back is pulling out on his spine.
Hart is expected to make a full recovery after undergoing back surgery, but 4 days after the accident, police sources familiar with the matter tell NBC News the investigation remains ongoing after a late-night ride involving one of Hollywood's biggest stars.
In the wake of Kevin Hart's terrifying car crash back in September of 2019, TMZ reports that no one in the car that night has filed a lawsuit or been sued. On September 1st, Hart was a passenger in his 1970 Plymouth Barracuda when the driver of the car, Hart's friend and producer Jared Black, lost control and crashed through some wooden fencing. It was just before 1 a.m. in Malibu, California. The blue Barracuda crashed about 10 feet off the road and into a ditch, leaving both men with major back injuries and landing Hart in the operating room for spinal surgery. He recently opened up about the aftermath of that crash in an interview with Men's Health, explaining that his recovery process has led him to do better and prioritize his family even more, which his wife, Aniko Parrish, is happy about. She tells Men's Health, quote, "There were times where he was here, but not really here. Not to say he wasn't a family man before, but he's expressed that the accident made him make up for some of the time missed because of work." Meanwhile, Hart went on to add, "I'm not trying to get back to where I was before. I want to do better than before. It's a resurrection. That's the best way for me to put it. I feel like the other version of myself died in that moment, and this new version was born to understand and to do better for. It's a resurrection. That's the best way for me to put it. I feel like the other version of myself died in that moment, and this new version was born to understand and to do better for. It's a resurrection. That's the best way for me to put it. I feel like the other version of myself died in that moment, and this new version was born to understand and to do better."
He's everywhere else, and now he's on SportsCenter. Kevin Hart, star of the new film Central Intelligence, joining us now. How do you do it? I look on Twitter, there you are. Facebook, there you are. Television, there you are. How do you do it?
I have a clone.
I was going to say that. There's two of you.
Cat's out the bag. Okay? It's about a good 3 of me. We broke it. They didn't want to release it yet. This is major news that I'm giving you.
All right.
I'm the first person to ever use it. I'm cloned.
Okay. I appreciate it.
That's why I'm able to do all that I do.
All right. Movie coming out this weekend. What was it like working with The Rock?
I have a clone. I have a clone.
I have a clone. I have a clone. I was going to say that. There's two of you.
Cat's out the bag. Okay? It's about a good 3 of me. We broke it. They didn't want to release it yet. This is major news that I'm giving you.
All right.
I'm the first person to ever use it. I'm cloned.
I'm cloned. I'm cloned. I'm cloned. Okay. I appreciate it.
That's why I'm able to do all that I do.
Thinking about clones right now. Is that what we're doing right now?
You ever met a clone?
This is one.
Have I met a clone?
Yeah,
I think I met some clones before.
See?
Really?
So there's clones amongst us.
Wiz Khalifa's clone, ladies and gentlemen. The new single is out right now. Come on, make sure you get it. You can get it on iTunes.
Yeah, get Khalifa.
Streaming, all that other stuff.
Get Rude Awakening. Man, get Gucci Cologne.
No, not the Gucci Cologne, Gucci Clone.
It's the first ever 100% digital human. So I didn't see any of that. It was 8 months before I saw the scenes, and when I saw me and my new digital clone, it was spectacular. It was actually a little freaky. One of the things that I came to is my younger self was, because he was naive, he was wildly aggressive.
I think we're gonna make part 2. I think you have to. I think you have to. They kill you if you try to walk away, and they clone you. I think you have to. I think you have to. They kill you if you try to walk away, and they clone you.